everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this video is on suicide, since it's suicide prevention month and it ties into mental health. I'm going to be giving you a little background about some of the things that I went through in my life. Also, with that being said, just to be more knowledgeable of your surroundings, or other people, or how to deal with other people. This video probably would have been better for like mental health awareness month, but that already had passed, so just gonna roll with the punches here. So first, I think the biggest thing I really want to talk about is toxic relationship first. So we're going to do toxic relationship, and then we're going to switch it into like abusive relationship, and then it's going to go into narcissistic people. These are the topics that I really are very familiar about. Now, I understand there's so many other words you can use, like social paths and stuff like that, but I don't know, not as knowledgeable as I am with the other three topics. So with that being said, let's get to toxic relationships. So toxic, I'm gonna just give you the basic definition of toxic relationship, and I have my Mac, as you can see. So the definition of a toxic relationship is a relationship characterized by behavior on the part of the toxic partner that are emotionally and not infrequent physically damaging to their partner. And then you can look at it up as yourself. And when I say toxic relationship, it could be a friendship, it can be parents, it could be, a lot of people when they hear toxic relationship, it's going to be they think of domestic. So it doesn't necessarily have to be your partner. Because to be honest, out of all my I haven't had a lot of relationships. I didn't even get to date in high school, whatnot. So, maybe like I dated, 2 times in high school. And so, man, that didn't even last long because, it's high school. You still find yourself. So I would say my relationships were in college. I only had 2 in college. So when it comes to that, I mean, this is how I was going to correlate all into one, because I didn't understand that they were technically not toxic. They were toxic, but the toxicity, if that's a word, was coming from a different person. So that other person was making my relationship toxic. So I wouldn't necessarily say that, that my boyfriend was toxic, but another person, was butting in and adding drama. So it kind of made the relationship toxic. So neither of us were toxic, but, that's just happened. And sometimes it just happened like that. So, and I'm still very good friends with both of them. So, yeah, I wanted to say, I had a toxic relationship. But when it comes to friends, per se, toxic part, the only friend that I had that was toxic, and we were talking, is I call him Soldier Boy, but he was in the army, hence Soldier Boy, and he had demons of his own. So with that being said, it was like I took on the role of his mom, of caring for him. So he just kind of went into the military with his background and his childhood, still facing demons and trauma from that. I know he didn't come like from a household that I came from. I think, um, and there was no one from ROTC. It was no one. I didn't date no one from ROTC or talk to anybody from ROTC. If people, because I know people from my school was probably looking at this. So it was nobody from ROTC. It was a guy that was on, that I like on base, whatever. He wasn't in ROTC. He was just a regular enlisted soldier. Blase, blase. He's not in anymore. But yeah. So with that being said, that was the only toxic, because from my point of view, he didn't know what a healthy relationship looked like, because like his parents, his parents was never together or anything. His mom struggled with like addiction and stuff, so that's how he didn't necessarily know how to be in a, like, what a healthy relationship looked like. I'm not saying that I had like the best. The only people I can truly say that were a good role model to look at in my family was my nana and papa. They had a healthy relationship from my perspective. Just being a grand daughter. So that's the only relationship that I can think of. So yeah. So like I said, and then people are gonna go like not necessarily into life, but go through life just having to kind of pick out those characteristics that they want their partner to have and what not to have, and what to look for and what not to look for, and what to avoid. So with that being said, I don't know. Hopefully, I don't know what people really want. I should have did a question and answer on my Instagram, but this is kind of coming from the heart, my point of view. So yeah, just look out for toxic relationships, especially I'm going towards kids that are in high school, coming out of high school, going into military or college, that are around my age. So the age range of this video is going to be like 16, I'll say 16 through 25. That's kind of my age range that I kind of can connect with. It might be even younger, it might be older, but that's just the general age. So yeah. So abusive relationships, let's get to that. Now I'm gonna give you a definition of abusive relationship, and like I said, it don't even have to be. A lot of people think of, again, and that can kind of correlate to toxic relationship. So a lot of people think it's like, okay, my significant other. It doesn't have to be that. And let me see, I'm looking up on Google, and I'm gonna do versus, like, okay, what's the difference between toxic versus abusive? And there's a big difference, because necessarily the toxic is kind of like mentally, like, is going to be all mental, where they're talking to you, downgrading you, saying like negative things. So here are some things that says toxic relationship. Okay, toxic people often create drama, or like reoccurring drama. They always behave like they're the victim. Shift blaming, unwillingness to take like responsibility of their actions. And then abusive, let me see, what's a good one? Abusive